This is a recording on how to do what we call in the Soto Zen tradition Shikantaza, or just sitting. First, we start out with the foundation, our body, and we can begin by looking at the way we have our legs. You can do this either sitting on the floor or sitting in a chair. And I'm not going to go into much detail about what to do with your legs, other than to find a posture with your legs that you can hold for 10 or 15 minutes with some degree of relative comfort. uh, that said, you could sit on a chair or sit on the floor. If you sit on the floor, you can cross your legs at your ankles or sit in some form of a lotus posture. But really, the key is not to hurt your knees in that process. The next thing to consider is how we comport our spine, what we do with our back. And for this, we want to have our nose and navel in alignment. So not leaning too far one way or too far the other way. Our ears, shoulders, and hips are also in alignment. So we're not leaning too far forward or too far backward. And even if you're sitting on a chair, we're not dependent on the back of the chair, but we use our own back, the muscles in our back, to hold us upright, but with not any effort. Gravity actually helps us in Shikantaza. So we want to sit in a way that's physically centered. Spine is straight up and down, but with a natural curve, that S-shaped curve with the spine, beautiful S-shaped curve without strain. Right? So sitting in a way that feels comfortable, upright, no strain. My teacher was fond of saying it's like the feeling of a silk blouse on a hanger. It's very smooth with our body. The hanger is like our skeleton, and the blouse is like our muscles. So see if you can bring that kind of physical attitude to your seated posture, and that will enable you to do this for a long time. Silk blouse on a hanger. So there's no resistance to the seated posture. Physical flexibility, mental flexibility. There's no striving. There's no striving to conform our body to a particular form, although we sit upright. And there's also no striving to conform our mind. We don't have to try to be calm. We don't have to try to force ourselves into a state of relaxation. We just simply settle into what is present. That's the beauty of Shikantaza, is there's nothing to do in it with our minds. But we're not daydreaming either. Daydreaming would be doing something, or perhaps just letting the mind wander. Rather, we notice what's there, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant or neither. Allowing our abdomen to balloon and the hands take what's called a cosmic mudra. The right hand forms the base, the left hand goes over top with the thumb tips lightly touching, and we just set our hands down in our lap somewhere that's comfortable for our arms. It doesn't require tension in the shoulders to hold, as though like a rose petal were being held between your thumb tips. Our chin is just slightly tucked, but no strain in the back or in the neck. So you're welcome to try these little tidbits out. There's not a right or wrong with Shikantaza. They say one teacher says it's like hitting the bullseye every time. You never miss the mark. The Shikantaza. And if you'd like, generally in Shikantaza we sit with our eyes open, half open. We use our eyelids like awnings, lowering our eyes about halfway, looking down about a 45-degree angle to the ground, but not with a forced gaze, a soft gaze, so that we're aware of what's in the periphery of our vision, allowing the muscles in our face to rest, and breathing quietly through the nose. And there's no place to direct our mind. We take an attitude of beginner's mind, or what Oyama Roshi calls kindergarten mind. Except instead of directing it to activity, we direct it to stillness and being curious about what's going on in our body and in our feelings and thoughts. There's nothing we need to try to figure out, but simply to watch. Watch how the mind moves like a river. Watch how the body moves, even though it's still moving. Every breath we take, our body moves. And emotions move. So we watch these as like rivers, like water. sitting on the edge of the riverbank. Hmm. We don't have to wait for something to happen. There's nothing we're waiting for. And that's what Buddha means. Buddha is not a name, it's a state of being, being awake, being aware. So I want to invite you to practice with me if you'd like for maybe around 5 or 10 minutes. Shikantaza, just sitting. And we'll begin with the sound of the bell. like a silk blouse on a hanger. And we always close our sitting with our palms together with a slight bow to signal a deep respect for this practice, and then transition to walking meditation. That's Shikantaza is not limited to sitting in a particular posture. We can also practice Shikantaza while walking. So let's try that. Make sure you have feeling in your feet and legs before you stand up, especially if you've been sitting down on the floor for a while. Sometimes we lose our feeling in our feet. Fluff up our cushion, move it to the side, and practice walking. For walking meditation, this is called keen heen. We make a fist around our left thumb, place it at our solar plexus, and the right hand goes over top of it. Turn our hand just slightly in towards our solar plexus, and our elbows a little bit away from the body. Breathing in, we lift one foot, place it a half a pace in front of the other foot. Breathing out. Breathing in lifts the back foot. And breathing out places the foot down. It's not a walk where we're trying to get somewhere other than right here, right now, where we are. Primary attention is on the bottoms of the feet. If you don't feel like you can do walking meditation, you can always watch somebody doing walking meditation. That counts too. It's a very peaceful walk. And sometimes just seeing somebody do it can be helpful. When we get to the end of our space, you just turn around and go the other way. And it's I find it anyway, a very enjoyable practice. And it helps me to slow down, not just by slowing down my physical body, naturally my mind starts to slow down a little bit. And I'm reminded, oh yeah, I don't have to hurry up. I don't have to try to get somewhere. I can just enjoy my walking. Our eyes are used in the same manner as in Shikantaza, sitting meditation. Soft focus, looking downward, eyes half open. And if you find it hard to sit still for Shikantaza, you can always substitute walking meditation. And the sound of the bell signals the end of that walking period. Oftentimes, we'll do a second sitting after the walking meditation. And you might want to do that now if you like. That kind of helps to, excuse me, resettle a bit more in the body when we do a second sitting. But we're going to close it for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and best with your practice.